podcast. Nah, I'm joking. I don't know if it's going to be 4 episodes, but it's going to be a long one.
It better not be.
I hope so.
No, I'm your host for this week, Jake, for the special and long, annoying podcast that comes once a year, thank God. And along with me, I have the usual cohorts, Tyler and Jack of Hearts. How y'all doing, guys?
Good. This is going to be really awkward if this turns out to be like an hour-long podcast.
I know, right? I'm doing okay, too.
Alright, if our normal podcast go on to be about an hour and a half, this is going to be a 4-hour podcast. But
watch it turn into like a 5-hour one.
But anyway, this is, as we were hinting, this is the E3 post E3 podcast. So,
and I just want to point out, as this is a very special episode, so I got the bubbly out. I am drinking a bottle of Boone's Farm Wild Cherry.
To be fair, last week wasn't that big of a podcast, and you brought that out for that. So.
No, I didn't. That was what was supposed to be our Destiny Gamer Night.
Oh yeah, the one where you had bad internet.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, overall, before we get into the deep stuff, I enjoyed this E3. I thought it was probably one of the better ones in the past 5 or 6 years. What do you think? Starting with Jack.
You know what? I kind of had to agree with you. Other than like the E3 of a couple years ago, where Sony went all balls out against Microsoft's like Xbox One console, and pretty much has been leading since. I believe that this E3 has been one of the most memorable and probably will be one of the most influential ones for like years to come.
Yeah. What about you, Tyler?
I kind of agree with pretty much. I think everybody, you look online and what you guys are saying, this is easily one of the best. Probably the best that we've had in the 3 years we've been doing. This will be our 3rd time doing an E3 show. It's definitely the best of those ones. You look at, there were 7 press conferences this year. Well, 6. We're not going to count Square Enix. Every single one of them, not all of them, like never really like blew you away, as far as like, or I should say, it was a runaway favorite. But all of them had things you liked. I think it had something for everybody in it. So I think all around, everybody won. I know some people want to talk about who won E3. It's hard to say. I think as fans, we have preferences of who won, but you look at it as a business sense,
I think
everybody won.
Yeah.
Everybody won, yeah. This is it. I cannot remember like a time during an E3 where every company had something represented almost for like a wide variety of just gamers in general.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just for guys like us, though, but also for like people who, don't play games too often or something like that, like say casually or something like that, for like all, pretty much all the gender stuff, I mean, hell, I saw a lot more like female type like protagonists being choosable and stuff like that in this E3. Like I've noticed that like firsthand and stuff.
Yeah, probably
than say the past couple of years.
Yeah, the last 5 years. I mean, just look at Horizon and Assassin's Creed, right off the top of my head. And,
oh my gosh!
And that was that Refocus or no?
Is Reforge?
What was the
Recore?
Yeah, Recore.
Yeah, Recore.
There you go. That looks
Sorry
like
about that. Recore.
I don't think we saw her face, but I'm pretty sure it was a girl.
So. Real quick.
Yeah, it was.
All right, let's go ahead and get started since we're talking about Recore. Let's start with the biggest.
Well, should we go in order by when they happened? Maybe.
Yes.
We'll start like Bethesda, then Microsoft, then.
Okay. Well,
I think that's fair.
All right, then let's move on. Let's start with Bethesda's conference. It started Sunday evening. Real quick, what was besides Fallout 4? What games did you see out of it that you predicted?
For Bethesda or just all around?
Bethesda.
I think really, you look at it, we saw just about all. I mean, really, there was the 3 big ones: Dishonored 2, Fallout 4, Doom. None of those were big surprises to me. So as far as the conference went, there was nothing that, like, oh my god, shocking. That was a something big, I should say.
I was kind of upset that they didn't announce Brink 2, but they announced Cry, which was a...
Give it time.
Which is kind of a close sequel, like a spiritual successor to Brink.
Yeah.
But, what about you, Jack? Did you...
Well, you know what?
I'm about any of the announcements.
Well, you know what? From the announcement standpoint, I wasn't really surprised in terms of what games were announced, but I am happy because there was at least a couple of things that I wanted during that press conference that were addressed. Like, for example, the remake for Dishonored and stuff for PS4 and Xbox One. I never finished the original one, so I went ahead and just... I'm excited to play... Like I said, I was just excited to just play... Decided to just, like, you know... Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Somebody interrupted me. But, yes, I like the fact that that's the Dishonored game's being remade. Fallout 4 kind of blew away my expectations. I mean, not only you can choose, like, between, like, male and female characters and shape them, instead of, like, just, like, picking, like, sliders or turners, you can actually shape a face into what you want.
Yeah, you switch between male or female from the beginning, like, the characters basically feels like it was predetermined, though. Like, so you, alright, these characters are already invested. Like in Fallout 3, you played as a newborn, becoming an adult, and then now it's your character, whoever you pick, the woman or the male. You start off pre-war. So I guess we're just stopping in Fallout 4 first. It's the one everyone wants. You start off pre-war, and your family gets selected to go into the vault.
Yep.
And then they shoots forward 200 years, and you're the only one that survived that vault. I'm actually really interested in that story because, like.
Yeah.
So it's really feels something different they're doing, and
agreed.
It was kind of weird to come out 200 years in the future. They didn't show anything. Of course, you want to leave something to the game, but the robot that the little robot that they had in their house was still active, and their house was pretty. It was in worse shape, but it was still standing. That was kind of
funny.
Weird, but
well, I thought the weird part though in that trailer though is they conveniently finds a dog out near a gas station.
Yeah, but like it's nice to they're starting you off with a companion, or
that's
started
cool.
you off with a companion, and it came out recently that dog won't die, can't die.
Yes, yeah,
good.
That's good.
Yeah,
if it died, I would hate the game. So.
Like Fable 2.
Oh, the dog.
The thing with the Fable 2, you had a chance to bring the dog back.
Yeah,
if you're agreed, if you didn't.
And if you're a horrible human being, you let the dog die. So.
Aww.
But Tyler, what did you think about the opening cinematics to the Fallout 4?
It's fantastic. It looks like Fallout. Looks very pretty. Looks a lot of fun. I really don't have too much to say on it. It's just. It's everything you want out of it. When you envision Fallout 4, like we all have for the last 5-6 years. This is what we wanted, and they're giving it to us. It's gonna be bigger. I don't know how I feel yet on the fact that your protagonist actually talks now.
I'm actually kind of happy because I'm not particularly a fan of the silent protagonist.
Yeah,
and I feel like even though this is an open world game, I want some character to it.
Yeah, I can understand it. You can go. I don't hate the idea. I just, I don't know. I can go back and forth on it. It's not a huge detractor for me, but I don't know. I mean, really, I don't have much. I really, like I said, I don't have much to say on Fallout 4. It's what I wanted. I think it's what everybody wanted. It's a prettier version of it. I think Fallout 4 as what it's trying to do as a game, it's perfect. And they're not going to mess with it doesn't look like they're messing with the formula too much. And they're just going to make it look bigger. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be prettier, and it's going to be Fallout. That's what we want.
Right. So, what do y'all think about the building and deconstructing your own bases? That was announced as well.
Is that the?
It's a cool feature.
Is that the Fallout the downloadable app thing you're talking
No,
about?
I'm talking about like there's a whole feature in Fallout 4 that allows you to build up your base. It will be attacked, so, like basically make yourself a home out of nothing, and raiders will come in and try to destroy it or whatnot. From what I've from what I've heard, I could be mishearing that, but like basically you build yourself a giant base and inside the wasteland.
Okay. I don't know. I've never really been big into those things. Like, I got into a little bit of Assassin's Creed 2, but then it ended up not mattering because at the end of the game, they just come and destroy it. After I spent probably 20 hours, like, doing every little thing I could to build it up and get 100% on it, and then 10 hours later, it was gone. So
it kind of reminded me of when I was playing Rust, and I was like, okay, I'm in this world. It's pretty much a post-apocalyptic wasteland, just like Fallout. And I'm building this giant metal shack. Got these giant brick walls around it. Log out, come back, log back in like an hour or two later. Everything was destroyed. All my items were taken. It's like, that's just fucking demoralizing.
Yeah. Well, I've never really been big into like those base building or city building type of features in games. So to me, it doesn't really make a difference.
In Rust, it was more like I started from being naked to having to build a home or shelter and whatnot. But you mentioned the downloadable app. Have either of you had a chance to play it yet?
Nope.
No. Haven't had a chance to download it and stuff like that. But
I have, and it was pretty addicting. Like, I spent after it was announced, I waited for it to be able to so I could download it. Downloaded it, and then I watched Money in the Bank. Like, I was playing, like, as I was watching Money in the Bank. I was, like, spent probably about 2.5 hours playing that damn game. And I found out that I am a terrible keeper. Or, God, what's it called? The vault curator.
Overseer.
That's the word I was looking for. And it's like, everyone was, like, less than 10% happy. Like, everyone was miserable. It was like, I had 2 pregnant people that would not give birth.
I refuse to give birth right now.
I couldn't get them to make resources faster, and if I rushed them, rad roaches fucking broke into my vault. Basically, everything that could go wrong went wrong, and I would have been surprised if I just kept playing it. That I would end up like that vault in Fallout 3 that had all the super mutants in it.
Oh my god!
It was just, I couldn't. It was like, I found out through that, like, I am a terrible overseer.
Well, man, that does sound pretty fun just to try out and stuff like that. But
it's a lot of micromanaging. Like, you have to make sure everything goes perfect.
Is it like time limit type of thing? So you have to go back, like you have to, like, every few hours.
I don't think. Oh God, I hope it wasn't like that. I've already uninstalled the game because I knew I was going to put way too much time into it. But from like raiders will attack your vault. You have to defend that. Like, if they break through, it was kind of like FTL.
Yeah.
In that aspect, where if they broke in, the citizens inside your vault would defend themselves if you had the weapons, or it'd be hand-to-hand combat. But, however, it's like, okay, if these people die, they're dead, and I can't reproduce without characters. And, which is kind of cool. Like, you have full controls. Like, you can even rename people. It's like, your name is Xavier, your name is now Bill, because Xavier's too hard to fucking pronounce. I enjoyed it. Like, it gave you full control over it, but like I said, I could put too much time into it. Like, it wasn't hardly even announced, and I had put 3 hours into that damn game already.
Hyping you up for Fallout 4.
Pretty much. I was like, okay. And speaking of that, they announced the Fallout 4 Collector's Edition will have a Pip-Boy. It was like the Pip-Boy Collector Edition. Do y'all plan on buying that?
No. It's $120.
If it's actually affordable.
It's $120.
With tax, $130 something.
Well, yeah.
God damn. I'm not that dedicated.
Yeah. Well, is it like the Pip-Boy thing? You guys you just put your phone in there?
Put your smartphone in there, and it basically is a second screen.
Yeah.
Better off just making my own.
I mean, you could download the Pip-Boy app for your phone.
Yeah, it does the same thing. It's just, yeah, it sounds cool. If it was like...
It's too nerdy. Like, I want it, but then it's like, bring a girl up to my room. It's like, what the hell is that? She walks away.
I don't care about that. I just...
Hey,
I'm
baby,
not...
you want to see my Pip-Boy?
No, it's like, I was really interested in that. That is gross.
I even have the app and the interface
I
here,
was
too.
just curious, like, I know we're all Fallout fans, and I figured maybe
I mean,
y'all would buy
if it was like in that $90 range, I'd probably like, I'd think about it. But
it'd be tempting.
a whole other game, no.
Nope.
But speaking of the game, for Fallout 4, they announced that I want to say it's on Xbox, but you will receive Fallout 3 for free.
What?
Huh?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that? Like,
No.
Fallout. Whenever you buy Fallout 4, you're going to get Fallout 3 for free.
I did not hear about that.
I didn't hear that either.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So, like, if y'all both can hear about it, take that with an asterisk, because, like, I've heard that from a source. I don't know if they actually announced it on the presser, but from what I've heard, if you get Fallout 4, you're getting Fallout 3. For the Xbox, you're getting Fallout 3.
Xbox One users get Fallout 3 with Fallout 4.
Bam! There you go.
Mm.
And also for Xbox One users, Fallout 4 will allow PC mods for the Xbox.
Actually, PS4 will have mods too.
Okay, that was just on
Really?
the Xbox.
They only said on the Xbox One because they're at the Xbox presser.
It was announced at the Xbox press conference. But
yeah.
Oh, good. Good.
So PC mods are available for consoles for the first time. So that's
Okay, so what it is, going back to the Fallout 3 thing, backwards compatibility from the official press release, all purchases of Fallout 4 on Xbox One will include a token for Fallout 3 through the first 90 days after release.
There we go.
So it's not like a remastered one. It's just you get the 360 version.
Yeah. So
Still pretty cool.
yeah. So you get if you didn't have the disc, you get a free version for 90 days if you redeem your token within 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
So moving on from Fallout did anyone enjoy the Elder Scrolls, or not Elder Scrolls Online? I know you're not MMO players, but what'd you think of the card game they announced, Elder Scrolls Legends?
The Hearthstone ripoff, essentially.
Yeah.
Don't care.
You don't care?
I didn't really care too much about it, man.
Like, I thought it was interesting. Like they're doing something to compete with Hearthstone, which
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
from that it's smart because I mean it's got Elder Scrolls in the title, so it's already an established brand on it. Like Hearthstone was its own thing, but had a popular developer behind it. So
They
it's
need the name in order to
you
sell
think
it.
it's
Yeah.
gonna fall off like the WWE card thing did.
Supercards
Yeah.
actually is still around and it's not a big money maker, but it makes money. They're cheap. These are cheap
as
games to
big
make.
as the WWE one.
Oh, like will Elder Scrolls Legends be as big as the WWE one?
Yeah, or will it be? You think it'll be as big as Hearthstone?
I don't know. I mean, I think off the bat it will be when it comes out. I don't know if it will hold up. Like Hearthstone's been around for like almost 2 years now, hasn't it?
I want to say a little bit longer than that.
Okay, so I mean the 2 year range, it's still really popular and people play it all the time. So will it be? I think in the first few months or so, maybe less. It could be as popular, but it might fall off in the end.
Yeah, you can tell a game is like successful online or something if it's still around and people are playing it actively, like every day, like after 6 months at least.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's gonna be a dedicated audience to it, but yeah, I don't see it. I think Hearthstone's very
It's
well
on the
established in the
beast.
free to
It's
play
like-
card game.
It's like World of Warcraft, like it's its own beast and can't be beaten.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll have its niche audience, I think, after 6 months, but I don't see it. Yeah, I mean, I think it'll still be profitable. Like these card games aren't necessarily they're cheap and easy to make. So
Yeah. Okay. I knew that was going to be a short discussion, but I'm happy that it did. And I'm kind of curious about the card game because, like, I haven't played Hearthstone, but I actually might be interested in playing Legends because I'm more of a fan of the Elder Scrolls series than I am the Warcraft series.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that like this is only going to be on like PC and like tablets, ain't it? It's not going to be on.
I think it might be like on PCs and smartphones and maybe a Surface, or maybe tablet.
Well, that's enough people though.
Yeah,
I'm just surprised like Hearthstone isn't on consoles yet. Like that sounds like something that like a free like that sounds like it would that's like the next step in I think Hearthstone and like something like Legends can go to become bigger than they already are.
Right.
If a card game like Magic the Gathering and stuff like that could have like its own type of games on there,
it'll be a free to play game across both iPad and PC. So not necessarily actual phones or whatnot, but
yeah,
or the Surface, but it'll.
A lot of people have iPads.
Yeah.
Right.
There's still no reason for me to buy one though.
No, I'd rather if I'm getting an iPad, I'm going to play the Pokemon trading card game.
I'll be playing that Yu-Gi-Oh card game.
Is there a free to play Yu-Gi-Oh card game on there?
I think there is a Yu-Gi-Oh card game on there, but there also
shit, I'm gonna have to get an iPad.
There's also a Yu-Gi-Oh game coming to the PS4 and Xbox One later this year.
Really?
Yeah, but that's not part of E3, so we're moving on. And another anticipated sequel, Dishonored 2, was announced.
Yay!
Yep.
Where I think Tyler, you were a Dishonored fan, weren't you?
It was one of my favorite games of the last generation.
Yeah, so you excited for Dishonored 2?
Yeah, most definitely. If it's more the kind of the same, I mean, it looks like they're going some of this different powers than there was in the first one.
Yeah,
but
you could like Corvo will, I think, have his powers, but you can also play as a new character called Emily.
Oh, Emily is the little girl from the first one, I believe.
Yeah, and she's the little girl that basically I think
she's
Corvo had to save.
Yeah, she got kidnapped in the beginning.
Yeah, and like they had talked about how Emily will have her own powers, different from Corvo, and they also announced since there's two characters, they're still not going to have a co-op campaign.
That's fine. I mean,
that's stupid.
It's not stupid, but I think it's the same campaign. Like
I have no problem with it from the sense that so sometimes it feels like the co-op is shoehorned in and it hurts the game more than it helps.
Yeah.
Dead Space 3. So to keep it kind of single player, it's a stealth game. I think is almost perfect for a stealth game like Dishonored. Is kind of going in single player. I think is the preferred way to go.
Right.
And I mean, I love Dishonored. It's a stealth game I've never played before. Where there was literally a half dozen ways you could go in and kill your target or whatever you had to do to your target. Like
you could play the game multiple times and not have the same experience.
Yeah, like I remember, like in like one of the levels stands out to me. It's like I get to like the main castle he's in, and I can go through the sewers and crawl through and get like and kill him. You can go in guns blazing essentially. You can go in up through like the going on the roof and going in. You can go in and like go through however and poison his drink and we'll just wait for him to drink it and die. I mean, I just loved it because every single mission there was just a half dozen ways you can go in and complete the mission. And it had a really good story too. I loved the ending. There wasn't really a boss battle in the ending, but the boss battle or like the last thing was fantastic. So if it keeps up that end with some new powers, and having two characters with completely different powers and different ways to play, I'm in.
More replayability.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm more excited to.
Go ahead, Jack.
I'm more excited just to try to go ahead and reintroduce myself to the series, as I was burnt out to the extent last generation where I didn't get around to play Dishonored. But this time around, it's going to be my first time playing through the game itself. Plus, I'm really excited because the sequel looks like it's going to be very promising, and it's definitely something I'm keeping my eye on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to see it until probably 2017 because we didn't get any gameplay. It wasn't no gameplay. It was just
It was just a CG trailer.
Yeah,
a very good CG trailer, but it's a CG trailer.
I think it's like holiday 2016. That's what I'm guessing.
I mean, best case scenario, but I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it could be their big game of next year. They don't. I mean, Doom's coming out in spring, so
right.
Well, they got something.
Yeah,
and speaking of which, I know y'all are not really big fans of Doom, but I played.
What?
You are.
Yeah.
You are. Wow.
Yeah.
Like, I was surprised.
Tyler is. I'm not.
Like, okay, so this is probably gonna be a topic for me and Tyler then, and like I saw this Doom gameplay and it looked great.
Mm-hmm.
Like it felt, so real quick, it was storyline trailer and gameplay and multiplayer trailer. I really didn't care for the multiplayer, like the way the multiplayer looked, because it felt like the original Doom, which at the time was great, but it's too much of the same Doom for me.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I felt like the multiplayer aspect was sort of out of place and stuff like that. But going back to the single player stuff, yeah, it looked pretty. It looked really gruesome and stuff like that. It did look pretty interesting in that regard, though. But once I started talking about multiplayer and how that would work, yeah, I lost interest immediately.
To be fair, the only real multiplayer shooter game you play is Destiny.
Right at the moment, yes.
At the moment, yeah. So, Tyler, when did you start playing Doom?
1994?
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude, that's like when you were 6.
I was 5.
Hey, to be fair, like, you can't really make fun of me, because I've told him this podcast before that my dad bought a 5-year-old, me, Resident Evil for the PlayStation, so...
I had Resident Evil for the PlayStation as well, yeah. No, I mean, like, Doom, I owned them on my 360, and I remember me and a friend he came over to my place, we freaking stayed up till like 4 in the morning on a work night, and played Doom and drank, Jaeger and, what was that, Jägermeister and, like, Red Monster, whatever the hell it's called.
Jaeger
oh
bombs.
my god.
Jaeger bombs, but it was like a whole drink instead of a shot. And we sat and played Doom all night, and then like a year later, Doom 2 came out on the 360 on Xbox Live, and we did the same thing. Like stayed up way late and played Doom 2 on there. So I'm a big fan. I honestly didn't play much of Doom 64. I only had 64 for a limited time on when I was a kid.
I think that was a bad port.
Yeah, Doom 3, I actually never played. I just heard it wasn't very good. It was kind of different.
Scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
but
I heard
again, at this point, I was still a little kid, so...
Yeah, but no, I mean, I've been wanting a new Doom game for a decade, and more, kind of going back to more of the original Doom, and it looks like, I mean, Bethesda's doing a great job with their old franchises. Like Wolfenstein has had a big comeback in the last year. With the New Order and Old Blood have been fantastic. The trailer and the gameplay we got of the single player. Obviously, it was on like a super high powered, probably $10,000 computer, but it still looks really good. It looks like what you want from Doom. It hits you on the keynotes with a chainsaw, and then it had the big effing gun at the end.
BFG.
Yeah. I was more up on the co-op. I could see it, and I like the idea of it kind of being more like Gears. What they do, like the multiplayer, it's okay. It's a Gears. It's fine. It's fun for what it is. But what really brings people to the co-op part of Doom is like the horde mode, and a game like Doom is set up perfectly for horde mode. So I could see myself, if enough friends of mine get Doom, I can see me and a couple of people playing horde mode, or whatever the hell they want to call it, for hours on end.
Enter hell mode.
I don't care about the whole. It was like they have like a create your own map kind of thing. I don't care about like was it Snap something or
basically just call it Doom World.
Yeah,
Doom
I can't remember.
Forge.
Yeah, but I don't care at all about that Forge stuff. So
yeah, like I can't wait to see what creative people do with it. Like I'll be excited for that. But like in Halo, I won't go into it. Like I'll do like mess around for a few minutes and then quit.
Yeah,
out of frustration. But like I could see Doom next spring being one of the games we play for Gamer Nights, because I'm a bitch when it comes to horror games. I can see Doom is one of the ones I've always loved.
Yeah, I don't know if it doesn't look like there's so much going on in the horror though. It looks more like
of action horror,
the gore than the horror.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen some of these like demons or whatever the hell they're called. they're pretty fucking. They're kind of scaring me right now. So make it in a poorly lit area. I'll probably do my pants.
Yeah, I mean, really, Doom never really scared me. As I thought it was just a fun. Like, I would like to see like an HD remake of freaking the original Doom. That'd be fantastic.
I don't know. I'm sure at the time that the original Doom was pretty scary, but now it's just not even. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong, but
It's a great game. I played it 5 years ago. I'd play it today.
I think I played it when the BFG edition, the Doom 3 HD remake, came out.
Oh yeah, because it came with Doom 1 and 2, didn't it?
Yeah. But and I was like, okay, I beat the first chapter and then went back to Doom 3. And all right, for the last big thing from, or actually I think it's the last thing from Bethesda, Battlecry. So, but what is that? Did y'all have interest in Battlecry?
I'm not really sure. Is it like a fighting game? I don't really.
I think it's a multiplayer only game. Like it's, but instead of guns, like I said earlier, like Battlecry is like a spiritual successor to Brink, except for guns and whatnot. There's swords and crossbows and whatnot, and axes, and it looks really good for being a Team Fortress 2 looking game.
Is this gonna be like? Oh, I'm getting the sense this might be like a free to play kind of game, or it's not gonna be a full price type of game coming out.
I'm not sure about that. Like they really talk about it being free to play, but
yeah. I mean, I'll admit, I should say it now. I should have said it before. I didn't actually Bethesda. Well, besides Square Enix, but we're not counting Square Enix, is the only one, like the only press conference that I didn't actually sit down and watch the whole thing together. They put they broke it up in the clips onto YouTube, and that was the only way I could watch it because Saturday night was crazy. You had the Nintendo World Championships, WWE Money in the Bank, Game of Thrones season finale, and Bethesda.
Oh fuck!
All in like a 6-hour span, but I had like 9 hours of content, so I had Bethesda. I didn't so. So I had to kind of pick and choose. So I ended up Bethesda was the one thing I didn't watch that night.
Game of Thrones season finale was the one thing I skipped. Like, I haven't recorded, so I can go back anytime.
You should watch that.
I'm afraid.
You can take a break, come back in an hour.
I'm afraid. But, no, we can't, because this is going to be a 4-hour podcast.
Better not be.
But, like I said, Battlecry is usually swords, bows, arrows, and whatnot. And it's third person. And it seems like it's going to be a fantasy... I want to say third-person shooter, but basically, instead of shooter, it's medieval times.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm really interested in it because they really just show clips of the gameplay. They didn't really go into detail what it was about.
Yeah, that's kind of like I saw it. Like that's why I don't really have like much to say on it, just because I really don't know what it is because we didn't really see a lot on it.
Like that's what I'm saying. It looks like it was. Brink spiritual successor.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. As the art style is very similar.
Yeah,
I agree with Tyler on this. Really, I need more information to go on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you as well. It's like, but this is one of the few games that I'm actually interested in coming out of E3, and there was a lot announced. So, all right, we finished Bethesda.
We're 30 minutes in, and we just finished the smallest press conference.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Well, it's the smallest press conference.
As far as like games announced, it was definitely like in news. It was the smallest.
Okay.
All
right. It's a toss up now. EA or Ubisoft?
Well, I guess instead of going in order, maybe should we just do like the publishers first, and then we'll go into the
that's
the
what
big
I'm saying. It's like get the
wait.
small stuff out of the way, then get in the big fish.
Okay, as for EA and Ubisoft, guys, which one's heads, which one's tails?
I'd say
EA
was
is
tails.
heads. We went different.
I'll just say it this way: EA heads, Ubisoft tails.
Okay.
I'm gonna flip it now.
2 out of 3.
No.
Yeah, you have to do 2 out of 3.
And it's tails.
All right. Best 7 out of 9.
Come on. This
Okay,
is
let's.
an audio gag. We have to. It's a visual gag on a audio podcast.
Even though we don't have
audio
video, we
podcast.
can't see Gabe doing this.
Right, we have to go on his word. So Either way, we're gonna get it all done. So
Yeah, we'll just do Ubisoft.
Let's go with it.
all right, Ubisoft then. So I know Tyler, you're a huge fan of fucking South Park. Jack, you're a fan, right?
Yep.
I'm not a fan of South Park, but it looked really entertaining. They announced South Park, The Fractured Butthole.
That's BUT space WHOLE.
Yes.
That's a very nice play on words.
It's supposed to be pronounced like the fractured butthole.
Yes.
It is a direct sequel taking place right after The Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
instead of fantasy, like The Stick of Truth is, this one's going to be as superheroes.
Yeah. So, and that's a big part of the show. They had a whole, like, they've had several episodes of them being superheroes, just like they had several episodes of them being like the last game, A Stick of Truth was like more like the Game of Thrones, Lord of the Ring stuff, and then this one's more going to be about like more comic book kind of stuff. So, I was definitely surprised by it when they started off the press conference with it. It was a cold open. They went straight to that. There was Aisha Tyler wasn't on the stage yet. It just went bam right to that, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, like, I saw it, and I'm like, oh, we're getting, like, a South Park Stick of Truth HD remake, which has been talked about quite a bit. Or more of a remaster than an HD remake. And then just to find out it's actually a brand new game, I am definitely pumped. I don't think we're going to see this one for a year, maybe 2 years.
It was just a trailer. Like, it seemed like just an episode of, like, a little mini episode of South Park, because, like, they were talking about how the development was going to begin later this year. And, Trey Parker and Matt Stone said when they finished Stick of Truth that they weren't making another South Park game.
Well, they said while they were making Stick of Truth, they didn't want to make another one.
Right.
But like after they were done, they wanted to make another one. Yeah, the only downside is Obsidian isn't making this one. I'm not sure who is, but they already have a kind of a system in place. So I think they'll imagine that the gameplay and everything will be
very
the
same.
But which is,
I think it's Ubisoft San Francisco that's going to be making this one.
Oh, is it? Okay. So I mean, the system they have in place is excellent. It's like I talked about when the game first came out. 2 years ago? Or no, last year, because it was my game of the year last year. Yeah, it was my game of the year last year. So the gameplay was good enough to get you through the game and all the side quests and the story, which is kind of what brings you into the game. So, and they have that already in place, so I'm 100% in. I can't wait to play it in spring 2017.
What about you, Jack?
I'm really excited about it, though, because I really do want to try to, go into, like, the whole South Park games and stuff. I watched the entire playthrough of The Stick of Truth. I really loved the gameplay aspect of it. Plus, the story things were really fucking hilarious. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of interested in seeing what type of combat they're going to be going into, considering that, well, one, Obsidian, a majorly, accomplished, say, RPG maker type of company, is not present in this one, so I'm really kind of interested in seeing where type of direction. It could be sort of like an action sort of game, which is kind of different than what they were doing originally. But I'm just at the wait and see approach.
I don't see too big of a difference on the gameplay. I think it's going to be more the same.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be, you want more South Park, here's your more South Park. You want more comedy from South Park, here you go. And the superheroes. Yeah,
I mean, normally I would complain about that in a game kind of lazily putting a sequel together, but for a game that's you go into more based on the characters and the story, I'm fine with this. I mean, I think it'll be more the turn-based than it will be like a button masher or anything like that.
I'm not entirely positive, but didn't they say, didn't they have something with Stick of Truth going into the Fractured Butthole?
What?
Something, I want to say something carry over, but I could be mistaken.
Well, the main the main antagonist, it sounds like, will be back in the Fractured Butthole. You're trying to talk about seriously when we say the Fractured Butthole, and you can't, after you say it, it just sounds ridiculous.
I was trying not to laugh when I was saying it. But yeah, the new kid, I thought actually some item carry over, but I could be mistaken.
I don't think anything story-wise look like your character. It sounds like you're going to be using the same... Well, actually, no, it sounds like it's going to be a different new kid.
It's there's a new kid.
Yeah, you're the new kid. I imagine there'll be some jokes about that in the game.
But Yeah, of course, it's South Park.
Yep.
A lot of self-referential stuff in that game.
Yep.
Or in the series. But, moving on, like, I know y'all are interested in it, but, and Tyler, you said you were also in, like, this is a Tyler heavy episode.
Or Ubisoft, yeah, very heavy presser, at least in the beginning.
Yeah, and I'm sure as further we'll go, we'll lean more towards Jack.
Yep.
Probably.
But, you were interested in the Division. Like,
it's been my game of the show the last two years.
Yeah.
And now they gave you gameplay of it.
Uh-huh.
And, like, the gameplay that they showed off, the Dark Zone gameplay,
Yeah.
like, it felt like a Tom Clancy's version of Destiny.
That's what I got out of it too, actually, yeah.
And, like, that actually does kind of excite me. But also, like, from the way they showed the trailer, like, at the end of it, it's like, alright, let's take these guys out. It's like, they betrayed the people that that helped them from the very beginning.
That instantly turned me off of the game.
And then at the very end, it's like, alright, let's get a distraction. Then the other guy kills both of his
Yeah, he
teammates.
turns on his own friends, yeah.
And it's like, oh god, I don't want that to happen, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a really intriguing thing at the time, but it's like if all three of us are playing and then like Jack all of a sudden decides to kill us and take our loot, like we're kicking him off the show.
Yeah, it's like
so.
Go to just get like random Facebook threats from you two. Can't believe you didn't
No,
do
we're just
this.
going to delete you from the Facebook group and we're just going to go on with the show.
taking all your admin credentials away, changing the password to everything.
Yeah.
Changing the password to everything, all of a sudden you just had to go in. Well, rest in peace, Jack of Hearts.
Yeah, he's dead now. We killed him. It's the Division's a weird. It's wild to me. Like, I was when they first announced the Division 2 years ago on actually episode 1 of our podcast at E3 2013. Yep. Like, I was blown away by just what they showed. And they even showed some gameplay during that. And last year, when they got more and more detailed with it, I was blown away again. And it seems like this year, it's like nothing really. I can't put my finger on it. But I'm almost to the point I just don't care anymore about the game. Like I'm probably gonna get it when it comes out, but right now I'm just kind of like my hype level is at like an all-time low with this. Like I think I just hyped myself up so much just with
like
these.
You did with Watch Dogs.
Yeah, it's been delayed 3 times. That's a good point. Like Watch Dogs was delayed multiple times, and we saw so much on it. And by the time it came out, really by the time the last E3 it was on before it was released, my hype level just went down a little bit. And I mean, like I said, I'm probably gonna get it still when it comes out. But it's just like we've seen a lot of gameplay on it. Really, there's nothing really new that came out of this. It's not much different than last year's gameplay reveal. So
it was heavily scripted. Like this gameplay trailer was really scripted, but it was. I enjoyed it. Like this is the first time I've actually interested in the Division.
Yeah,
and
all I had to do was add Destiny elements into it.
Yeah, it's like, damn it, the game I spent freaking 300 hours in.
We could turn freaking Jake into a Nintendo fanboy if like every Nintendo game added.
All Nintendo had was release Destiny. It's like, damn it. Next day,
Destiny 2, Wii U exclusive.
Oh no! I'd be awesome.
People will be burning the streets with Bungie.
I'll be on the side of the Xbox fanboys. I'll be hating Bungie.
Oh my god!
If that ended up being the case.
Oh my god!
That'd be awesome.
Tyler, you just gave me some vivid, just awesome images in my head, and I'm fucking laughing.
No chat, no voice chat.
But Ubisoft did announce that the game will drop on March 8th of next year of 2016.
It's a good time. As far as we know, nothing really big is coming out.
It seemed like a lot of things were announced for spring of 2016.
It looks like
I know.
I think you look at what we're having.
There's going to be a shit ton of stuff pushed back. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, this happens every year though. It seems like you look at I think every E3 we come out of it like, man, look at the next 12 months, like all this stuff we're gonna get, and then it's like as time goes
September,
on,
it's like look at all the shit that got pushed back.
Yeah, I know. It's like, well, like man,
every year.
next freaking fall 2016 is gonna be crazy, and then it's like half the games get pushed back to spring 2017, and some get pushed back to next fall. It's like this is like a yearly thing, I think, with E3 for a lot of people.
And they also announced Division beta will be September of this year.
Mm-hmm.
No, the beta is in December on Xbox One, January on PS4. I believe the Rainbow Six Siege is in September.
Okay, yeah, I'm mistaken, but because there's a lot of fucking, they announced a lot of fucking Tom Clancy games.
Yeah, there's I think 3.
Yeah, it was basically Ubisoft's entire fucking press conference.
Yeah, someone actually, I think it was Jim Sterling who was killing it on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
this week he put did you guys enjoy the Tom Clancy press conference?
Yeah, it was, like he was
right?
killing it all throughout E3. Like
Yeah,
he was.
Watching him
Loved
during
it.
the E3 press conference was better than the press conference.
yeah, it was just as entertaining.
I know.
I'd say it was even more entertaining, but
Yeah, so well, I mean, if I would have watched the Square Enix one with his live tweeting, I probably would have actually enjoyed Square Enix more.
I know.
But moving on to Rainbow Six Siege, they showed a little bit more. Like they announced, God, what was her name? Angela Bassett.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
playing 6. Bassett,
yeah,
I think.
Playing, Bassett. I don't know. She's playing 6, the new leader of, or the leader of Team Rainbow,
Mm-hmm.
which sounds like a.
Don't say it.
Yeah, it's like now it sounds like I can't. It's like I can't even say it. It's so
Freddie
bad.
Mercury is the leader of the group. He's actually 6. Sorry. He runs
Angela
Team Rainbow.
Bassett plays Freddie Mercury as 6.
That I would buy that game in a heartbeat.
Dude, I would buy that game so fast, especially if you had to put out catchphrases or something in the middle of multiplayer matches. It's like another one bites the dust.
But,
That would be so awesome. Is that the DLC pack? You can add in Call of Duty. I would totally get that.
no, but
It's a kind of magic.
no.
Body language.
All right, let's.
Stone cold
all right,
crazy.
we can't joke. We're only 40 minutes in.
Oh god.
Oh god, but
Let's move on.
This is better than the press conference. Let's just add Queen and everything.
no, let's continue on. We got to see more Siege. They announced Angela Bassett as 6, and they also announced the beta will start September 24th. So
I think I don't think it's an open one though. I think you gotta go on the
I
website.
think you have
and-
to pre-order or some shit.
I think
sign up.
They put a website up you can go on to and apply essentially to get into it. But I imagine it's gonna be Destiny's only limited people get in, and then it came out and then there was codes all over the place you can easily get in.
Only a limited people
Yep.
get in. But those limited people get 20 codes you can give away.
Yeah.
No shit.
But they
Here,
also
spread these
announced
around.
with Siege that Terrorist Hunt will be back, which was great for Rainbow Vegas and Vegas 2, which was also announced that you get free for Xbox One, which now I'm thinking is just the redeem codes like it was for Fallout 3.
Was it just Xbox One?
Yeah, it's free copies of Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2 for Xbox One owners.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was just Xbox One owners.
So
Okay.
Yeah, so
Alright.
I'm happy that Terrorist Hunt's coming back. And,
Yeah,
I'll be happy to play Vegas 1 and 2 with Xbox One people.
Yeah, Rainbow Six was the first game. Vegas was the first game I got on my 360, and Terrace Hunt and really the multiplayer I thought was fantastic. So, I don't know, Siege, and it's kind of a story mode to it. I don't know. I mean, I think Rainbow Six Siege would be a fun game to play. It's one of those games that's heavily focused on playing with friends.
Yeah,
And it's gonna be really based on if friends if I get this game, I gotta see
if
a lot of people online playing it.
Siege has a campaign similar to Vegas where you could actually do co-op.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be happy with that.
Oh, I think it will. But how many friends do we know are gonna actually get this?
Right, it's gonna
I
be
don't know.
it's gonna be like other Tom Clancy games. It's gonna have a snitch audience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, not a lot of people like the real simulation military games.
Yeah.
Nope.
Where you shot once, you're down.
Yeah. I mean, Rainbow Six Vegas their campaign was freaking hard. So
Yeah, even on easy.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. God, didn't they announce the date? See,
For the game, October 16th or something.
We'll download the. During Microsoft's E3 2015 press conference, Ubisoft revealed that those who purchase Siege when it's released on October 13th will.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. October 13th, we'll get the games.
Oh no, Yoshi's Woolly World is October 16th. It's a Friday. That's why I'm confused.
Yeah, October 13th.
Okay.
So, I'm interested. Like Tom Clancy or Rainbow Six has been one of my favorites since I played it on the PS2. Like I didn't play it on the PlayStation. What do y'all? What about y'all?
Who wants to take this one?
Jack. Jack, take it.
Well, I think some of the aspects of the gameplay are pretty interesting and stuff like that, but it's really not my type of game I like to play. I don't like the hyper simulations. I just don't like the whole military simulation aspect.
You're the majority of that one. Like, I do like how they announced that everything in Siege will be destructible.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And what about you, Tyler?
Well, I've already kind of said my piece on it. It's just, I think it's gonna be a fun game. I think at worst it'll probably get like 7.5 reviews. I think if you're gonna put a score on it, I guess. But it's like kind of like Jack said. It's like I said earlier, it's not really a game that I'm gonna go out and buy right away. It's not that it doesn't have that kind of. It doesn't go to me.
It doesn't have a pulling power.
Yeah, it's not in my. I'm not the audience for that type of game, but it's a fun enough game that if I had friends to play with on a regular basis, I'm in. So
yeah, that's basically how I feel about the Tom Clancy game they announced at the end of the press conference, Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
it's like
that one looks fun.
The one things I focus on is like 4-player co-op and the biggest open world environment Ubisoft has ever made.
Oh,
and Far Cry 4 was huge.
Yeah, I honestly the first half of this trailer I thought it was like Just Cause 3.
Yeah, I expected it to be something similar. I didn't expect it to be a Ghost Recon game.
Yeah,
neither did I.
But I mean, the Tom Clancy name and Ghost Recon still has some value to it. I'm surprised the Ghost Recon name has value to it because
Future Warfare and the countless delays of that game kind of hurt it.
Yeah, didn't it have like a lot of Kinect stuff too that kind of made it really.
I think it had like weapon changing options for Kinect and I think voice commands.
I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan, but it seems like they're. I mean, as of right now, but I mean, the Future Warfare looked like they were really could be a great game initially. So, no, it's good. I mean, Ghost Recon looks interesting.
All they have to do is have Kevin Spacey in
it. That's true. But no, I think it's gonna. It looks like a fine game. It's an open world shooter, 4-player. It does look like they're adding some, a lot of Far Cry elements to it. So. And Ubisoft has their. I mean, every game they make pretty much anymore is open world. So I think it's just gonna be just like any other Ubisoft. Like they have their own like little cliches in every single game that's open world, like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and even The Crew. So I think it's just gonna imagine a shooter within a more serious shooter in a Ubisoft world.
I don't know. That trailer didn't really look all serious. Like there was a shit ton of explosions and like car chases.
Yeah, but I mean, more like it's not gonna be so like kind of goofy. Like even like Far Cry 3 was definitely out there. Far Cry 4 was out there. So I think this will be like a more serious version of that. But unfortunately, you won't be able to kill animals. But I mean, badgers won't be there, hopefully. So
yeah, you won't get attacked by fucking badgers. You won't get attacked by fucking hawks. Everything's good.
Badgers are assholes.
That'd be fucking hilarious. Just getting chased by random military groups chased by honey badgers.
That'd be awesome.
That would be hilarious. Now I want to go back and play Far Cry 4 to see that happen.
No, I don't. I don't want to play that game ever again because of those freaking badgers.
But like having the badgers sick enemies is nice. But anyway, talking about going back to Ghost Recon, they announced that it will be set in Bolivia. Okay. And it's been in development for more than 3 years, which is interesting. Like, that's not necessarily a good thing either.
We'll look at Fallout 4. Technically, they said was in development for like 6 years.
Yeah, since I think they they were working on it at the same time as Skyrim.
Yeah, they said they started working on it in 2009, but they kind of took a break on it to make Skyrim. But they've been working on it pretty much nonstop since 2011. So,
yeah, wow,
so, yeah. But then again, Ghost Recon's never been that great with the dev time.
Yeah,
very true.
But it also was announced that the dev team spent 2 weeks in Bolivia as research, which kind of interesting. But like Tyler said with Siege, it's not going to be a day one purchase for me.
Yeah,
and
but I mean, we have at least one more E3, maybe 2 before we actually get this game.
It'll probably be about 3 or 4 years.
No
Ghost Recon.
That's true.
Just because the game gets announced in E3 doesn't mean it will be out within the next year or 2.
I'm surprised, really, after last year with Rainbow Six Siege, that it's coming out this year. Because when we watched the trailer we had for Rainbow Six Siege, it was an alpha and it didn't even have color. It was all like black and white and some gray to it. So, I mean, it could come out next year. I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean, I'm sure they have enough games that come out, in the fall. So I bet it'd be a spring 2017 type of game.
Maybe. You talking about Siege or Ghost Recon?
Oh, Ghost Recon. Sorry.
Okay. But here's one thing that I was interested in that Ubisoft announced.
Mm-hmm.
The Trials Fusion expansion. Awesome level max. It looked similar to Blood Dragon. It was a cat with a golden gun riding a fucking unicorn.
Yep. That was Breeze Fire.
That Breeze Fire. I must have missed that. And I cannot wait because I've enjoyed Trials Fusion. Like, it was one of the games for a while that I played before we start recording the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's mixed with some, like, the elements, like, similar to Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, I'll be so happy.
And if they change the title music of Trials Fusion, this might be a day one. I might actually buy this game day one just to get rid of that freaking. Oh god, that music is horrible.
You gotta just turn the music off to it.
I did, and it still plays.
Really?
I had the music on 0, and it still plays at the beginning. It turns off in the game, but never mind. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that's all right. The game's been out for a year now. What about you, Jack? Were you interested in Trials Fusion or any of the Trials games?
I really haven't played any type of Trials game since the 360, and I haven't played that in years. So, maybe later.
Maybe later. Did you see the trailer for Awesome Level Max?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. It's kind of interesting though, but it's sort of still it's still kind of pandering to that aspect, that extreme type of fantasy type of thing. It's like, okay, this is what you're going to do here. You're going to ride a fucking unicorn. You're a cat. The damn unicorn frees fire.
It's very much what Ubisoft likes to do with their side games.
Right.
Yeah.
So like Blood Dragon and things of that nature. So.
Yeah.
This is within their realm of possibility.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely, like Ubisoft with their big games, they're kind of formulaic in it, like I've talked about before with their open world games. But when it comes to like weird, like when they want to do something different, like Homegrown or Child of Light or I always forget the name of that one game, the World War I game that I love so much.
Valiant Heart.
Valiant Heart. Thank you. I mean, when they want to do their own side thing, or Blood Dragon, like I said, I mean, they do a really great job of their side stuff. I think some of their smaller side stuff is better than some of their bigger things that they do. So.
All right. Well, Ubisoft also announced a new IP called For Honor.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed it.
That was actually announced by a real Viking.
Yes. Yep. That's also what I loved too. It was like, oh shit, they have a Viking announcing a Viking game.
Yeah, like they probably got him from Iceland and like, hey, come over here. We need you. Or maybe from Minnesota. I don't know.
He probably was released with the Minnesota Vikings as well.
It's like the creative director Jason Von Den Burra, or however you pronounce it, Viking last name.
But whatever. He's a Viking. He has a cane and a long beard. It's amazing.
Yeah, he seriously does. He probably spent, besides taking off from the dev time, Like he grew that beard just for this E3
Yeah.
to announce it.
I was more excited about this game after the gameplay is fine. I don't really care about that. But like I'm like, okay, it looks fine. But then he talked about it, and I'm like, I want to buy your game. Like he sold me on it. Like just the way he enunciated like everything. I'm like, I'm in. I'll buy your game just because of you.
Give it up now.
Can I just give you $60 instead?
Oh, real quick, going back to that, you just remind me of something about Fallout 4 real quick. There was this picture, or I don't know if it was true or not, but this guy collected bottle caps since he played Fallout 3.
Yeah.
And he's talking about, he's sending letters like with the 2,500 bottle caps, saying like you announced the price in real world dollars. I don't know what that, or pre-war dollars. I do not know what the exchange rate is, but here's my life savings for pre-ordering Fallout 4, and it's like, I thought that was awesome.
I think Bethesda should like send him a free copy of like the collector
edition. Yeah,
yeah, like he should get a free one just for that. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, coming back to Ubisoft, the For Honors, like it showed they showed it off with a 4-on-4 demo between I want to say it was knights and samurai.
Yeah, 'cause it's not just like there's Vikings, knights, samurais. It's a combination of a bunch of different warriors.
Yeah, but the whole thing was like each team it gets pushed towards a center objective with a mass army of AI fighters, and I think they had like pro players on demonstrating it because they were. It felt like it was scripted, but I doubt it was. Cause it was
I'm pretty
a live
sure
demo.
it's. I think I don't trust any live demo. I'm just using quotations. I think they're all pre-rendered, or not pre-rendered, but they're all been recorded beforehand.
Right, but I don't know if that was the case. It seemed weird. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was. I know it was a little bit scripted, but I'm not entirely sure. I think clearly I know that they've actually played the game for the show, to be good at the show. But from what I saw, I was like, I'm really gonna enjoy playing as the samurais.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been my little era. I wish that Assassin's Creed went to.
Maybe one day in Japan.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll get feudal Japan.
It's like, no, it's the one thing everybody wants. Let's go back to Paris.
No, let's go to London with Fallout not Fallout, with
Syndicate?
Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Yes. And speaking of which, Tyler, as a jaded person, what do you think?
For Honor?
No,
or
Syndicate.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me Fallout Syndicate or Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Fallout, Assassin's Creed Fallout Syndicate.
Okay. I'm sticking with my guns on their showings always look fantastic with Assassin's Creed. You can never the visuals, how everything about the game looks excellent, but they whenever they show you this stuff, they never really show you the actual
it was just
game parts.
CG.
They show you they show you the game parts, but they don't show you they show you some of the cool stuff you do on a really cool mission that happens once or twice a game, but they don't show you all the 30 hours of bullcrap and boring stuff you do in between that stuff. So
you want to walk around, run around rooftop to rooftop? Well, here is your new simulator.
Yeah,
here's your parkour simulator. Yeah,
so I don't know. It looked very impressive. I can see why people are interested, are intrigued, and liked it. You can never go against what they showed you. They do a great job of showing you the cool stuff on Assassin's Creed, but like I said, I don't care. I know what it's going to be, and I don't care.
I was kind of wondering, where exactly were this female protagonist stuff that they had options, whereas instead it's very trailer, because everything else was like, okay, we're going to showcase this, the male guy, do the gameplay, do this and do that and stuff like that. Just no mention,
we're also going to have
nothing
a
like that at all
cosplayer in the
in that
audience
trailer.
that Isha Tyler makes fun of.
Yeah, you just look like the guy. Yeah, that was lame.
Yeah, it was pretty lame.
Yep.
But I'm intrigued because it is the only Assassin's Creed so far to take place during the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, that's an interesting time. I could say that.
Yeah,
That's true.
Like, I've played pretty much all of the Assassin's Creed games for about 3 hours, and then I get bored.
Yep.
It's not like I haven't tried to play them, so...
Yeah. But I guess you could say, going back to, like, the time, like, they always put... Assassin's Creed's always in a really interesting time. Like, Assassin's Creed 3 was in a really cool time, like 1776. That's a really interesting timeline, and it sucked.
And they made that boring.
Yeah, they screwed it up.
Yeah. But... I'm interested in seeing more, like, actual real gameplay of it, but... Like,
You want to see real gameplay of it? Just play
Assassin's Creed
any of the
4, yeah.
play any of the other 6 Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, I caught myself right after I said that. Damn it. But anyway, we're trying to get through this, I promise. So, I'll be honest, like, y'all both have the E3 notes stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, between what we've talked about with Ubisoft, I really don't know where to go to next. So, where y'all want to go?
Well, before that, I want to, like, I don't know if we did with Bethesda or not, but I kind of, like, when we get done talking about, like, what were our overall, like, thoughts? Or, like, was it, like, a win? Did you, like a lot of it? Did you dislike it overall? What were your overall thoughts of the press conference? I'm just kind of curious what you guys think of that. Like, as a whole. The butthole.
For the fractured butthole, I thought the entire Bethesda conference was good. Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to remember the guy's name. The guy that did the main speaking. Fuck.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that guy was like, he was actually interesting. He wasn't like the Viking guy. He was interesting. He actually made me interested in, like, all the stuff from Bethesda.
The power of marketing.
Yep.
Yep. He's good public speaker.
Yes.
What about you, Jack?
I thought that Ubisoft was pretty solid within their run and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, not a lot of the stuff
Talking
that
about
showcased.
Bethesda. We're going back to Bethesda, I guess.
Bethesda?
Yeah. Tyler asked overall thoughts of Bethesda.
Bethesda and Ubisoft.
And Ubisoft.
Okay, I'll just start with Ubisoft first and stuff like that. So, like I was saying before, I thought the Ubisoft press conference was interesting and stuff. That was solid. There weren't a lot of games that I was interested in, but the few that I were interested in, I really feel like I will play eventually.
Yeah.
But for Bethesda, I really liked it because I liked the detail that they showcased for Fallout 4, which is their biggest game right now. And I like the idea, I liked a lot of their unveils for Dishonored and stuff, the Definitive Edition, that Fallout Shelter that just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was like,
So,
it is
yeah.
announced right after this press conference. I was like, well, it was released right after this press conference. Like, well, that was unexpected.
I felt that Bethesda was really good and stuff like that, and it was better than Ubisoft's.
Okay.
What about you, Tyler? You brought it up.
For me, I liked Bethesda's because I thought it was... You look at some of these, and we have the show notes up talking, and it has the notes of everything that was announced. And you look, some of them have like 20 things. Look at, like we said, Bethesda's had like 6 games they talked about. It was an hour and a half, but they spent a lot of time. They spent like 25 minutes talking about Doom and like 30 minutes talking about freaking Fallout. So they spent a lot of time.
They averaged it out well.
Yeah, and they knew what we wanted to hear about, and they focused on that. You could say on the disappointing side for Bethesda, there was nothing. Fallout Shelter was cool, but there was no like big shocking reveal. Dishonored 2 was pretty much everybody kind of assumed it was happening, and it was leaked the day or two before. Like I think something happened on a Twitch stream, it was leaked. So there was nothing shocking in that, but from what we want, they knew what we wanted, and they gave it to us. So I thought from that point, it was Bethesda did great. Ubisoft, for me as a fan. I like the South Park, Fractured Butthole. The Division, like I said, my hype level has gone down, but I'm still probably gonna get the game. Everything else, I didn't really care for, but I think looking more business wise, I thought they did a really great job. They once again they knew what we want. You can say it really about probably every press conference. They knew what we wanted and they gave it to us. And I thought with bringing back the Rainbow Six, we're getting that soon, which we already knew about. But the Ghost Recon, bringing that back, there's a name value to that franchise. So, and with the new IP of For Honor, that's really great. They also announced like that Anno 2205 And I mean, they gave us the Just Dance Unlimited, which I'll admit I muted that, and I went and just looked on Twitter.
I was going to talk about that in a minute. But.
Yeah, but no, I thought Ubisoft did a great job too. I think they knew they hit their market on everything that we wanted and what they wanted to hit on, and they did a great job of it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, all the press conferences, especially except one, I'll get into that later. Like, hit the nail in the coffin. Like for everyone. Like I said earlier, it's like this was one of the better E3s in a while, and for a good reason. Like everyone, every developer, every main presser knew what their fans wanted, and they delivered. But let's move on real quick to finish off Ubisoft. Like Tyler said, they announced Just Dance Unlimited. That I'm just going to string through this real quick. They announced Just Dance Unlimited that basically uses a free app on your smartphone and turns it into a controller and scores your dance move and without all the visual detection devices. But yeah, it's great for them. Like, that's a franchise that's going to make them money.
Yeah.
And it has made them money. They announced an expansion for the crew called Wild Run that I kind of had interested in. Like, I know the crew hasn't done very well, and I hope that this makes up for that.
Well, I think it's sold a few million copies, so I think...
Yeah, but, like, on a gameplay level...
Yeah, no, from a gameplay level, it's not very good, yeah.
But, yeah, it's like, I hope it improves upon that, because I want to get into the crew. Like, I want... No pun intended, but, like, I actually do want to play that game. And what else am I looking for? They announced another racing game. I want to say it's a new IP, or it's no, I don't think it's a new IP, but...
I think it's, like, a popular... I've never heard of the franchise, Trackmania, but I think it's from, like, reading stuff online, it sounds like it's like
a remaster or reboot?
Yeah,
but...
I don't know anything about it.
But they also announced a game called Trackmania Turbo with over 200 tracks, 4 different environments, 4 gameplay modes, 5 difficulty levels, yada yada yada, typical racing stuff. They also announced a random racing course that it'll randomize the track, it'll ensure everything's different, and basically give you unlimited resources.
Yep.
And just hop in and play, and like that's kind of interesting. And I'll be happy to see more on that because, like we've said plenty of times, we want good racing games.
Yep.
But also something that was also a new IP that was actually intrigued me a little. Anno 2005.
I think it's 2205.
2205, yeah. I misread it. My bad. It's a city builder set for release on November 7th, so I'm not really a fan of those city builder like games like Sims and whatnot. What about y'all?
Not really.
Yeah, kind of the same. It looked like as far as the city builders go, it looks interesting. I think the big thing on this one is it's going to go to the moon.
Yes.
So I think that's a big selling point on it. Yes, it's going to be in space, so that's interesting. But yeah, I'm not the biggest city builder guy, so I don't really have much to say on that one.
If you are a city builder fan, let us know and see
look
what
fine.
your tell us your opinion of it.
Yeah.
But alright, so yada yada yada, South Park, Division, Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six, For Honor, Crew, Wild Run, NO, Just Dance, and Assassin's Creed, Trackmania. Those were the games that Ubisoft announced.
Yep, it was fun.
Yeah, and like overall, I would give it maybe an 8 out of 10 for a press conference.
I'll go 7 out of 10.
I go 6.5 with me.
Damn, Jack coming low.
It's my interests.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So, guess
Well, 2 of those points for me was just off the Viking guy, but that's
yeah, that's where the I was gonna go with a 7, but the Viking guy pumped it up to an 8.
okay.
So we're going to E3 now.
E3.
E3. EA.
E3.
So what the hell have we been talking about this entire time?
I don't know. Anyway, it's now as we left off. Like, when I was live tweeting this, I was like, EA E3. It's like, so I was like, I was really confused. That's why I called it E3 instead of EA just now. But anyway, they kicked off their press conference with the Mass Effect Andromeda announcement trailer with Johnny Cash.
Yep, which is always good touch.
It felt like the TV trailer for the original Mass Effect. Like, it showed like on the Mass Effect 1 showed Commander Shepard just like listening to distress beacons and decide which one to go to.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yep.
And start off with the protagonist that we don't really know of, like just swapping like left and right to destinations. And hope it goes a little bit more to that. But, like, it was just a teaser. What'd y'all think, real quick? Like, for a minute trailer.
I'll start off on this one. I'm kind of bummed. I mean, they've talked about Mass Effect now, Mass Effect 4 now, Andromeda for the last two E3s, and this is the 33 now they've talked about it, and we have seen no gameplay. So, like, still got it.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be out like in 2017.
I mean, the Mass Effect games, I think all but the first one came out in spring, or like that February kind of area. So it could probably be a spring 2017 game. Maybe they delay it till the fall, but they always have. EA's got plenty of games every year for the fall. But no, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to talk about just because
it was a minute trailer.
Yeah, it was a minute trailer, and I'm more. I mean, really, all I can say is I'm just kind of bummed that I thought this year was gonna be the big showing for like the big. Not the big. I think next E3 would have been the big, huge showing where we got a lot of it, but I thought we were going to get something.
It was going to be the Battlefront of... Next year's going to be the Battlefront of EA's E3.
Yeah, like we got... Yeah, like I was expecting at least 2-3 minutes, of something, but we got absolutely nothing. So
yeah, we got a guy in helmets playing Tinder for our planet.
Yep. It's good.
Oh
That's a good analogy, actually. I like that one.
That's actually a pretty good observation right there. He was totally just swiping left and right to everything. So, yeah, I'll save this
Swipe
one.
left? Nope.
No, fuck
Swipe
this
right,
planet.
yep.
This thing's throwing me over in gas money.
On it, spot left.
Tropical beaches, right.
Hey, bikini girls in the Asari. Yeah,
This one's very religious,
right.
left.
This is the slug planet, left. But, like,
It's the
I
black
was kind
planet,
of bummed
left.
out that they had, like, I'm a fan of Johnny Cash, but it felt like shoehorned in. Like, I don't know why it was there.
It felt weird.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash could be in anything. It's never shoehorned. It's Johnny Cash.
No, it's like Johnny Cash. Like, I was saying this a couple days ago. I was like shortly after the event that, like, I'm a fan of Johnny Cash and all, but it's like Mass Effect is one of those franchises that needs its own, its own original score. Like, but I know it was just a trailer to get people suck, but it felt weird. Like Jack said.
Yeah, I mean they got good music in there. Go on.
Yeah, sorry. Go on. Oh, sorry, Tyler. You finish what you were going to say.
I would say, well, Mass Effect does have a good score. I mean, their music in the games are pretty good, so I mean they could have used it, obviously, but Johnny Cash, never a bad thing.
It was weird. That was I want to say Lonesome Rider. Don't entirely sure what the name of that song was, but
Johnny Cash has some good music and stuff
Johnny
like
Cash
that, but
is
in the
good, it felt weird for Mass Effect.
I think it's Tear 'Em Down. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
The thing about it, what I'm trying to elaborate on, though, it felt weird in the Mass Effect sort of perspective because, well, yeah, of course, a lot of the themes of, oh, hey, there's like these like Wild West sort of like desert sort of like backgrounds and stuff that he's flipping through and stuff like that. But ultimately, I kind of felt disappointed with this trailer, even though it was a decent trailer, which I did enjoy the aspect of it. I'm just saying, if you probably redubbed it with, like, say, sort of like a sci-fi, like, musical background, or even something like a little orchestral.
Similar to Mass Effect.
Yeah, something similar to the original Mass Effect, that would have got me maybe a little bit more excited. But the number one disappointed, there's no gameplay of this for the third E3 in a row. You know, that's just...
It's just one of those things, like... if they really shown gameplay at this point, like early on, like I'm sure it would have been torn apart. Like not necessarily torn apart, but people would have frowned upon it. Like it's been announced 3 years in a row. It's like, and we're getting poor gameplay.
Oh, that's just the thing about it. I think they unveiled it like too soon, Mass Effect 4, because this is a long period of time where they show it and stuff. It's like, okay, here's some concept art. Oh, hey, here's another trailer for it. You know?
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, look,
we'll see more probably around Game Awards.
You can say the same thing about Kingdom Hearts 3,
Yeah.
though. They announced it 2 years ago. That was in development. We got like a 30-second trailer on it. And we just now got something 2 years later on it, which is kind of the same thing with, I mean, that makes our case even more about, they announced Mass Effect 4 was in development 2 years ago, and Kingdom Hearts had a whole 4-minute trailer with gameplay, and this had nothing.
I know.
The thing about that is like Kingdom Hearts 3 skipped an entire freaking generation.
That's very true, too.
It's been like 15 years since we had one. So
yeah, and it's like, so they needed to come out with something because it was announced like 2 E3s ago, like the same time PS4 was announced.
It was announced, Mass Effect 4 was announced the same E3 though. So
yeah, but we had Mass Effect game tie us over last gen. We had like the entire Mass Effect trilogy was played.
I don't care. I still want more Mass Effect.
We all want more Mass Effect. We can go on a freaking 4-hour podcast just about Andromeda for a 1.5-minute trailer.
No, I don't have anything else to say on it.
Oh, I do, like predictions and all that shit. Like what?
If we want to go into that, yeah. But
yeah, but anyways, move on. It's like to another BioWare big name game. They announced Knights of the Fallen Empire, an expansion to the Old Republic. I enjoyed their rendered cutscenes or rendered trailers. But I enjoyed this. Probably one of my favorite trailers out E3.
Mm-hmm.
And what excited me is that they announced that they're going back to the traditional BioWare storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And got me instantly excited even more.
Yeah. I love that they're going that route, with the story mode and stuff,
Bethesda does a great. If there's one thing you can't knock about BioWare, it's their storytelling. That's like they make good gameplay, but their storytelling is just, it's like that's their focal point. That's their big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back within the last month and started replaying Old Republic, and as coming off of that, this just piqued my excitement even more. And they announced that the expansion will be free for subscribers.
That's cool.
If you pre-order it or whatnot, you get a free level 60, which is their new cap. You get some cool stuff out of it. Which this probably be a nice thing for Star Wars that isn't Battlefront related.
Mm-hmm.
And I know y'all aren't big MMO fans. I wish y'all would play the Old Republic.
No,
for a BioWare
this is more of a console thing. I think I would definitely be interested in it. It's BioWare and it's Star Wars. So
me too.
It's two things I really like, but yeah, my laptop couldn't handle this game. I don't think.
I think our laptops are about the same quality wise, and mine could run it.
I hardly ever play PC games, so
yeah,
that rules me out.
Yeah, but anyway, the big thing from E3, or damn it, I did it again. Yeah, well, technically it is, but from EA and E3, they showed us gameplay footage for Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh my god! Once I saw that footage, dude, I just got flashbacks. I got flashbacks of playing my N64, playing Shadows of the Empire and Rogue Squadron, and I immediately wanted to play it. That whole instance and stuff where you're controlling the snow speeder and stuff like that, trying to just tow that Imperial Walker and stuff.
The AT-AT? Yeah, that was awesome.
The AT-AT, yeah.
Yeah, when they did the Empire Strikes Back, when they go around and they trip it, that was great.
Yeah,
yep.
It was I was never really a Battlefront fan, but this trailer just like it was showcased off on a PS4.
Yep.
Like it was recorded from a PS4, and it was like, oh my god, the gameplay looked so fun,
Yep.
and I can't wait for more.
Yeah, I was already sold. I didn't need to see gameplay on this. I didn't know I was going to get it, but
for all Star Wars fans, we didn't need to see gameplay. It was just nice to see.
yeah, it's much like really like with like Mass Effect and Kingdom Hearts 3. We just want the damn game at this point.
From what I saw, it's like it looked a lot like Battlefield. Like I was throughout the entire gameplay of it, I was thinking it's like this is really just Battlefield Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, and
isn't
that's
a bad thing, but
and I'm totally okay with it.
yeah. I mean, Battlefield. I mean, it's the same developers,
yeah,
so it
nice.
makes sense. Yeah.
And announced it, I don't know if they announced it, but it's scheduled for a November 17th release.
Yeah, they announced that on May the 4th.
Yeah, that makes
awesome.
sense. But
Yep.
I'm excited. Like anything else, y'all got extremely happy about when you saw this trailer or gameplay footage.
Oh, for Star Wars, yeah. Well, let's see. Like I said before, the snowspeeder aspect of it. I like the fact that Luke Skywalker comes out, you're just battling Darth Vader and stuff. It just felt like really organic, the gameplay itself.
Yeah,
I liked they've really focused on like if you pilot an X-wing, you're piloting a real X-wing. I was like,
yep.
What? I was like, that didn't really make sense, but
yeah,
cool.
yeah, I'm in.
you got me.
I'm in.
Yeah. It's like, you've already sold me on it. Now stop talking about it. Just give it to me.
Once you make the sale, stop selling.
Give it to me.
Yeah, you don't have to keep talking about it. It's fine.
Yeah. It's like, but another thing they announced that's Star Wars related, they announced a card game called
Yay!
Galaxy of Heroes.
This is gonna be like this is gonna be the next big thing. Like, every freaking publisher is gonna have 8 of these.
There's gonna be
They're going to have their own version of Hearthstone.
There's gonna be a Yu-Gi-Oh! Digital collectible card game coming out.
That'd be
too.
interesting.
It's like, wait a minute. Yeah, think about that. It's already a card game.
I would take one on like a smartphone or something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
I would actually enjoy an actual full-fledged Yu-Gi-Oh! Game on the smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we've discussed this. But this is just like Elder Scrolls Legend or Hearthstone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Star Wars, the whole name.
It's gonna make money.
It's gonna make money. Star Wars equals money, even if it's a prequel.
That's a good point.
Oh, man.
But anyway, we also got to see. I really don't know where to go from here. All right, let's go to the bad stuff first from EA.
Okay.
Or not necessarily bad stuff, but we also saw like this whole promo for EA Sports from NHL 16, Madden, Tiger Woods, FIFA. There was a pretty bad segment for FIFA featuring Pele.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was unfortunate, too.
It was unfortunate, too. It was like you couldn't understand pretty much most of what he was saying.
That's true.
And,
I mean, he's one of the most accomplished like athletes in the world and stuff like that. You put him on stage and just have him talk and stuff like that, and you can hardly barely understand him. It was just
it was quiet. You could barely understand
bad
him.
press.
And
It was awkward.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like that's when I was watching Jim Starling like tear the EA press conference up during that sports segment.
Yeah, I mean,
well, it wasn't as bad as say like as the what was it, the Hoop God?
Yeah,
that was funny.
Well,
That was fucking funny though.
Well, people complain about the EA Sports stuff, but I understand there's a huge audience for it. You could probably say EA Sports is probably the biggest moneymaker for them. Out of every division.
I would also argue that EA Sports, the people who buy those games, aren't necessarily watching the E3 for those games.
Yeah,
Very
I mean,
true.
But I'd say you could definitely say there's a huge audience that don't even know what E3 is on the sports stuff. But the people want to hear. There's an audience that wants to hear about it, and they're going to keep bringing it up because there's going to be news reports coming out, even for some of those more casual people. They might read about it, all the new stuff that's coming to it, or see some screenshots. So, I mean, there's a reason they do it. I wish they had an hour. Their press conference is always an hour, and they always spend 20.
They overdid their press conference too.
They spent almost maybe close to half, 20, 25 minutes on the EA Sports side. So I wish they would knock it down a little bit. Maybe spend 15 on it or something like that. It's not. Yeah, they don't need a Pele coming out to do it. But FIFA, I think, is actually their biggest seller.
It has to be between FIFA and Madden, their biggest.
Well, FIFA's bigger. Madden's bigger here in,
It's
in
big
North
in
America,
the US, but FIFA's big worldwide.
FIFA is huge in Europe. Like, it's a lot. It sells. I'm pretty sure FIFA actually. I really do think it outsells all of their sports games. So.
I think FIFA games still come out on the PS2.
Yes, they do, in Brazil
actually,
and stuff.
but...
They still make them in like South America because nobody has PS3 still. They're like $16,000 in Brazil. So
yeah, but yeah, it's like watching people tweet about how bad that whole part was, and the fact that the EA press conference did go over 30 minutes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And it was ridiculous. But like moving on from that to Need for Speed, like they showed like actual gameplay footage of Need for Speed, and it basically looked like it combined all the best parts between Underground, Carbon.
Carbon was good. I enjoyed
Yeah,
Carbon.
yes and no, and they also showed like some looks like Burnout Paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm interested. It was like the first Need for Speed I've been interested in for a while.
Yeah, I mean, if they take all the good stuff from the other games and just kind of cut out the fat, I think it'd be great. I definitely want to see more what they do with it and see if like kind of where they go with it. But for initial showing, it was very impressive.
Right. What did you think, Jack?
Yeah, the Need for Speed thing was really kind of interesting and stuff like that. I like how they're going back to basics with the franchise itself. I mean, granted, I have not played very many of like the Need for Speed games, but the ones that I have were really interesting. Which the ones I did play were like that subset for like Hot Pursuit and stuff like that.
Wait,
but,
the original Hot Pursuit series or the remake that came out in like 2010?
No, not in 2010. I'm talking about the ones that were like on the
Hot
GameCube
Pursuit 2
and stuff like
and all that. Yeah.
So seeing that though, it just gave me a good glimpse of like, say, it gave me some like familiarization, say like with a game like Burnout Paradise and stuff like that. So I'm kind of interested in seeing where this goes. May want to play it too. That's about it.
Okay.
But I'm like I said, I'm interested in it, and I want to see like I want to see more. Like it was when I did these notes, I did it as the press conference was going on. So like getting like fetching links, like I even linked most of the stuff. So
yeah, I know, right?
And it was like just in case people missed it. It was like, and this is one of the ones that I could not find. I'm sure I could find now, but it's late. But anyway, all right. I know everyone's in love with this one, so let's move on to Unravel.
Tyler.
Oh, I'm so excited to talk about this game. Let's do it. Go ahead.
We're excited. So I want to let you.
No, you're fine. No,
Okay,
you go.
talk
Go.
about
I can't. I'm too giddy right now. You talk about it.
Okay. This is like we have a friend, Truth and Justice, and he's like announcing like. He says on Facebook, he's like, "All right, I'm really excited to be able to talk about what I've been working on for the past couple months, and I really hope y'all enjoy hearing about it." And he's talking about how he's working on Unravel, which kind of looks like a mixture of Little Big Planet meets, I want to say, Bright Limbo.
Yep, I could see that.
Kind of a Bright Limbo with sort of influence, say, from like Yarn, like games.
Basically,
in the past.
you play as a character named Yarny, which like the
Yarny.
Yeah, the character's name is Yarny. But it's like the entire time the guy was talking about it, like he was shaking and it looked like he was about to cry.
Yeah, dude. He like when he took he had the Yarny in his coat and he took it out and they like zoomed in on his hands and they were like visibly shaking.
And it was ridiculous.
Someone gets social anxiety.
Like I really kind of felt bad for him, but I was also just like, dude, you gotta relax. Like this is gonna be popular. Everyone loves it just because of that little Yarny figure that you pulled out.
It gave me the impression like, please love this game.
All right,
Please love it. It's a new IP.
Everybody, I'm gonna look it up, but everybody needs to follow the Yarny or the Unravel Twitter page, right? And just look at. So he's going the guy, like, which is probably like the most endearing part of all of E3 was his moment on the stage, as far as just like, it's like a really cool thing to see, and like, you know, everybody comes out, like you see 1,000 faceless, you know, clean cut white guys on stage talking about their game.
Their new game.
Yeah, and they're very business. They're very straightforward. He came out, and you could tell there was a passion behind it.
Yeah, you can
and
see,
he's not. This isn't what he does.
Love for his game.
Yeah, and this
He's
was not
happy
this.
to see it being announced and everything.
Yeah, this isn't a normal thing. He doesn't go in front of people and talk. Like this is, you know, he makes games. Like, he doesn't talk in front of millions of people. So,
which was a good thing for EA to let him do that. I was like,
yeah,
Yep.
they needed something to push towards the crowd.
yeah. I think it did add effect to it when you watch it. Like, it wasn't just some generic, you know, got businessman on the stage. It was the guy itself on the stage.
Yep.
And he showed off his game. That just made it stick out even more.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
follow at Unravel_game on Twitter, and he's been going around E3 like the last couple days as it's going on. Like, he's going around playing games, and he's got like taking pictures with Yarny in different areas. It's just cool. It's my favorite. It's my new favorite Twitter page. So,
but yeah, that sounds really cool. But the whole point to this is like, it's a side scroller with, I want to say, puzzle elements.
Mhm.
So, like, say every time you walk, you lose your yarn.
mhm.
And it seems weird, but like, I would definitely look at the trailer, and like, if you don't enjoy the trailer, you have no soul.
Yes, I hate
And-
you.
And from a Ginger standpoint, yeah, that's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't, like, every time Truth and Justice posts something on Facebook related to this, I immediately comment. I was like, oh, I want it so bad.
Yeah, I hope this game is sooner than later. Hope it's
Yeah.
like this year.
Yeah, seriously, it's like, if this could be the next Little Big Planet, and be a good
Seriously.
Little Big Planet.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely. I mean, or not. It really could be the next big kind of like. There's something sort of really lacking, I thought, so far this generation, as far as like, we haven't had like. You look at last generation, we had a lot, especially in the beginning, like when they really got big into Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. We had a lot of really great kind of smaller games and indie games, mainly indie games. And it seems like so far this generation, we've had a few. There's some good ones out there, but we haven't had any of those great smaller, you know, $10, $15, $20 titles on the consoles. So, and this could be like one of the next big ones. So I'm going to say it now, it was my game of the show. Like, it was my game of the show. Like,
Out of all the games, this is your game of the show.
yeah, I'm a sucker for those douchey,
Cutesy,
like, small
artsy
indie
games.
cutesy artsy games that like you see like those, like, you know, all the time. So that's something I forgot to mention with the Ubisoft. I was really disappointed we didn't hear anything about UbiArt. Like with Child of Light and Valiant Heart was my game of the show last year. Actually, not Division. So I'm just kind of disappointed by that. So no, Unravel looks fantastic. I love it. Like, it's always cool to see like a different kind of style of a game. It does have some of the Kirby's Epic Yarn and Yoshi's Woolly World kind of look to it, but no, it looks fantastic and it's adorable. I want Yarny. I want a Yarny amiibo. Can I get one of those? Is that possible?
Yarny amiibo.
I want a Yarny amiibo in Yoshi's Woolly World.
How about just a life-size replica of Yarny?
That's fine. I'll take that too. Really, as long as I get Yarny.
He just snuggles in bed with it.
I'm sure you can go on like Reddit or somewhere, and it's like they actually have people already make Yarny.
Oh yeah, I'm sure EA is probably working
It's
on
like, we
a
have
prototype
to
now.
put out 8,000 Yarny plushes before the comes out.
Yeah, do it. I'll buy it.
But yeah, it's like, it looks really cute, and like, I'm interested. I'm not a really big fan of indie, like all these indie looking games, and this
Because you're dead inside.
Yeah, no, I'm a AAA. I'm a AAA no soul.
Yep.
But like, I am interested in this one. I can't wait.
Yes.
God, it's really down.
We're done now, right? Because that's like we could just drop. We can end E3 now.
Yeah, right.
Unravel. Done.
But alright, anyway, we have two more to talk about from EA. Alright, so
Okay.
everyone was excited for Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.
Yep.
And when Garden Warfare 2 was announced, people lost their minds. Not as much as Yarny, but people like really enjoyed it, like the presentation for Garden Warfare 2. And
it was a welcome surprise.
And for this one, it's like actually kind of interesting because the plants are the antagonists. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. The plants seem like the antagonists in this one, which is kind of cool. And there's actually a solo mode, I want to say single player mode, but I've never been a fan of Plants vs. Zombies. Tyler, I know you have.
I like the first one.
Yeah, Garden Warfare.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, Garden Warfare is fine. The original Plants, I like that one quite a bit actually, but yeah, Garden Warfare is fine. It's fun to play with friends.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What about you, Jack?
I really like the Garden Warfare franchise and stuff. I really liked playing it with Talking Chef for gamer nights and stuff like that. Plus, I like the original Plants vs. Zombies too. I've played through at least twice.
Nice.
So this is really interesting to me. I mean, I want to just it looks like the same it looks like the same aspect of say the first Garden Warfare, but like you were just saying, the plants look like they are the antagonists this time. So it's going to be interesting to see what else they go inside this direction.
Right, and it was also kind of funny that they announced this game to Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins.
Yeah,
I know.
And I felt well, that was weird. Oh, it's Plants vs. Zombies, no wonder.
That makes sense.
But yeah, it's so I'm kind of interested in Garden Warfare 2, but I'm not really a fan of alright, if you're gonna be a shooter, be a shooter. Don't be a cutesy alright, I'm a sunflower or something shooting seeds out of my mouth or something like that. That didn't really appeal to me, but I'm looking at this now and it's I'm interested. It's one of the maybe games I'll probably buy.
Yeah. I don't know. Garden Warfare is fine. It seems more like the game's more for trying to get people to spend real money buying the packs and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's a fine game. It sounds like they're putting a little more into it, but you could bring your characters over is kind of nice. But it's not gonna be a buy for me. The only reason I had the first one was because I had it for free.
Okay, maybe now I'll wait because that kind of just brought me down a little.
No, it's a fun game. I imagine it'd be $40. I think the first one was $40 too. But yeah, it's not. I don't know. If I see it cheap, I'll probably pick it up one day.
Right. Well, another game people were a fan of and excited for a sequel. Mirror's Edge Catalyst was announced for February.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Madden 16.
God. No. It's announced for release for February 23rd, 2016. And the story basically is an origin story about Fate.
Yep.
Yep.
And kind of funny, there was this huge thing about going the main antagonist. Literally looks like the executive from EA.
The CEO of EA.
Yeah. And
foreshadowing.
But in a world where corporations run the world, so that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
What'd y'all think? I know, Tyler, you were a fan of the Mirror's Edge. I think Jack, you were too.
Yes. As a matter of fact, this gameplay footage, from Mirror's Edge Catalyst was probably my favorite part of that whole presser and stuff. Besides Star Wars Battlefront, because it looks more of what I loved playing in the original. Transversing the parkour type of stuff, collecting stuff, not
a hero
just
without
choosing
powers.
your battles. Yeah, exactly. Those are you know what? I love playing those type of games.
Yeah. What about you, Tyler?
It looks great. It looks fine. I think I will enjoy it. The big thing that kind of detracted me from it was the fact that it's more open world. And I was talking to a friend about this the other day, where I don't know if it's so much that I'm learning this generation that I'm not that not that big a fan of open world games, or it's just there's not very many good open world games, and maybe it's a combination of the two things. But I feel like too many games are open world just for the sake, because that's a new big thing. Everybody wants big, huge maps with just do whatever they want in them. So I feel like so many games shoehorn it, kind of like, oh well, we can't make this a linear game. It's not, people aren't going to like it. So they just and I feel like that's just shoehorned into so many titles. We see it all the time. Whatever the next big thing is, they just shoehorn that into the game, even if it doesn't work for it. And what I liked about Mirror's Edge 1 was just the fact that it was, I think there was 11 or 12 levels, and it was linear, but it was still a very fun game to play, and it was great for that. And the time trials were a lot of fun to play. It told a story very well through that. And hearing this one's more open world.
The whole concept was like there are no levels or loading times. Like,
and that kind of sucks.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Because the game, the first one was more almost like a puzzle, where it was like, not some, I guess to say a puzzle, but it was like just trying to actually do these acrobatic feats. It wasn't like something like Assassin's Creed. You hit two buttons, all of a sudden you're climbing up, a 300-foot tall building.
And
this one was actually
into a pile of hay.
This one was more of it. You felt like, obviously it felt a little more realistic in the sense that it's not. This isn't an easy feat to do. Wall jumping isn't easy to do. Jumping 30 feet
parkour isn't easy to do at all.
Yeah, and it did a good job of that in the first one, and the way the levels were built were just great. And this one, I don't know. I mean, I think I'll still end up getting it, but it's just kind of the open world part just kind of bummed me out. So.
Yeah, that's. I wouldn't, like I said, I'm not really wasn't a fan of or I didn't really play the original Mirror's Edge. So it's like the gameplay was intriguing, but like you said, like I want more linear stuff. Like everyone's trying to be open world, and like but only a few games could actually pull it off well. Yeah,
there's too many games that are out in the open world, and you go in there and you do like they have a lot of side missions you can do, and there's hundreds of hours of gameplay, but they're just the same repetitive stuff. Like it's a big map, but there's not a lot of interesting things doing it, like Infamous Second Son or Watch Dogs.
Like even back then, it was like I'm gonna say it was back when Infamous first came out. It was like the three major open world titles that year, or like all came out around the same time as Infamous, Prototype, and Red Faction Guerrilla.
Yeah, they all came out like that same month, I think.
It's like they all came out within a month or two of each other. And it's like that was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
And only one or two of them were actually good. I'll let everyone else be the decider on which ones they thought was good.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that concludes our EA E3 press conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, out of 10, what would you guys give the EA press conference?
Jack, you go first.
I would give it a 7.
Okay.
What about you, Tyler?
The highs were high, but the lows were pretty low. I would probably go. I'll go 8.5. Like
right,
you cut out the EA Sports stuff, it'd be a 9 for me.
Oh yeah, same here. Like if
it'd be a lot higher.
If the 30-minute segment was down to probably about 10, it'd be around an 8.
Yeah.
But between Need for Speed, the minute-long Mass Effect trailer, Star Wars, Not So the Fallen Empire, and Unravel, between those four, I would probably put it around a 6.5.
Wow.
There you go.
All right.
Like,
So
there wasn't a lot of meat in that in the EA press conference for me.
Okay. And you gave it a 7, right, Gabe?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Very nice.
Like, if the Mass Effect trailer was a little bit longer, if the main stuff that I was interested in wasn't nothing but trailers, except for Need for Speed, I would be a little higher, a little bit more generous.
Mine would be, obviously mine would be higher, though, if they just did not have that Pele talk, if they had Mass Effect gameplay, that would have been at least about an 8 for me.
One thing I will say is, like, with that Pele stuff, I'm really happy that everyone in that audience clapped.
Yeah.
Cheered.
Yeah.
That could have bombed badly.
Yeah, it was like, if that was like most of the other stuff from EA, I would have been highly upset. Like, I know everyone was bashing the shit on Twitter, but if the people in the audience were assholes, that would have been a completely different thing for me.
Yeah.
Very true.
Alright, so I think we're ending it here for the first part.
Yep.
Yay. I'll see you in part 2. I've been Jake.
I was Tyler.
And I'm the Jack of Hearts.
I'll be back. Bye. Bye.